Diane Daniel here with the D-ville Buzzz podcast, coming to you live from the Blue Rose Art Bistro in downtown Douglasville. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have an amazing live audience here also. Thank you for coming out and supporting us. And our very first guest for today, the train! It's the train! Ring the bell! So our very first guest today is Campbell. Campbell, the Connector. She is actually the founder of Women of Douglasville. She connects women nationwide, thousands of women. She's a speaker, she's a connector, and she's an influencer. And she is our guest today. How amazing is that?
Yay.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
So Karen, tell us a little bit about Women of Douglasville. What is that exactly?
Women of Douglasville is a group that I created, I formed in 2014. Really, it's just a platform for women to connect with other women right here in the West Georgia area.
Okay, and how did that come to be?
Well, I had moved here in 2012, and it was 2014, and I only knew just a few people right here in Douglasville. So I actually created the group just to meet other women in the community. It really evolved to be what it is today, but originally I just wanted to connect with other women, other moms, other wives right here in Douglasville.
Okay. Now, initially when you set up the Facebook group, how many people did you have liking your page, like in the first 2 years?
Originally it started off as like 50 or 60 women. Originally it was 50 or 60 women, and I think as I started sharing more information consistently about Douglasville, West Georgia, other women started adding other women, and it just grew and grew. And in the last 2 years, it just grew rapidly. I add like over 100 women per week to the group, and now we have 4,200 women in the group right today.
That is phenomenal. Over 4,000 women connected in Douglasville because you had an idea.
Yes.
To connect with your neighbor.
Yes.
And now it's something so much bigger.
Yes.
So tell me how Women of Douglasville impacts you, and from your perspective, how you see the women in the group impacting each other.
The Women of Douglasville group is a platform where real-time information is shared all throughout the day. The group is very, very, very active. Women come in the group to find out why they heard a loud boom. They come in the group to see what happened down at the Vine yesterday. I don't know what was going on, but I mean, just the real-time information. Also, just information about what's on sale at the grocery store, what's going on at my kids' school. And other business owners, women business owners, they can share their business information into the group. What they offer, the products they offer, and the services they offer, they can share those things into the group and serve the women right here in their community. So a lot of the women have customers that they probably never would have reached if it wasn't for the Women of Douglasville. They can offer stuff right to the women in their own community.
That's amazing. So it's an open forum where women can connect, over 4,000 women. Mm-hmm. And tell me a little bit about your why.
My why kind of changed. At first, my why was, I want to connect with other women. Now, my why is to positively affect the Douglasville area, the West Georgia area. We have a lot of women that come into the group for help, for advice. What should I do? Where should I go? And I love the fact that it's a platform for other women to help other women. You know what I mean? I'm genuinely a connector. I love connecting. It's something that I do naturally all throughout the day. My cousin Ron, he always tells me, that's you connecting. You're doing it and you don't even know you're doing it. And I do it all the time, and I love the fact that I'm using my passion and the gift that God gave me to positively affect the community that I live in. So, absolutely. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for doing that, for operating in your purpose.
Yes. Because
you are a natural connector. Connecting 4,000 women in one community is not an easy task to do.
It's not. Sometimes it gets rough. Sometimes, in the group, it's an open forum, but it's private. But people can post as they want, and sometimes we do get some negativity, but it's a no negativity zone. So as soon as me or one of the moderators that I've chosen see something, we delete it right away. Women of Douglasville, it's not a political, you can't post anything political, negative, racy or anything like that. All that kind of stuff gets deleted. So sometimes it gets kind of rough and busy, but I love doing it.
Okay. Now, do you have other people that help you moderate the page?
Yes, I have like 6 other moderators. My sister, she's one of the admins, so she can help me add people in, take people out. We just make sure that people, 1, they're a woman. 2, they live in the Atlanta area. You don't necessarily have to live in Douglasville. The Women of Douglasville, we have women in Douglasville, Powder Springs, Lithia Springs, Austell, Atlanta, and as long as you're in the Atlanta area, we welcome you to the Women of Douglasville.
That's wonderful. Now, have you thought about branching out this Women of Douglasville brand to other counties, states, nationwide?
Yes, actually, we recently launched 2 other groups, the Women of South Fulton and the Women of Cobb County. And those groups are evolving slowly, just like the Women of Douglasville. So if you know someone who lives in those areas that may want to go into that group and help it grow, you're welcome to. They're public right now. And as soon as we get up to 150 members in those groups, I'll make those groups private, just like the Women of Douglasville.
Okay, wonderful. And if we want to become a member of Women of Douglasville, how do we go about doing that?
Well, you can go to thewomenofdouglasville.com, and that'll take you straight to the group, and you just click join. Or if you're already on Facebook, you can go to the Women of Douglasville and just join the group. We also have a public business page. It's called the Women of Douglasville. That's for anyone to like, men, women, children, whatever, from anywhere. You can go ahead and like that page, and some information that's shared in the group, I put that on our public page for the public to know. If it's something that I think anybody would benefit from, not just Women of Douglasville or just women in general, I post that to that page as well. And also we have advertisements, so if you want to advertise within the group, I put that on our business page, I put that in the group, and I use our Instagram, and we also have a Women of Douglasville app that you can download that public information is shared on that app too.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Women have such purchasing power.
Yes, we do, and we're the decision makers of our homes. You know what I mean? We are the one who call the plumber, call the guy to fix the refrigerator, which I had to do a couple weeks ago, and we are the ones, that make those kind of decisions. I would say 80% of the time. In my house, I'm the one.
Awesome, I love that. I wanted to share with you actually from the book The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell, and he describes what a connector is. And he said, connectors are people who link us. They are people with a special gift for bringing the world together. And I wanted to say thank you to you for being a connector, because you brought our community a little bit closer by bringing all of these women together. That is major. That's a big impact.
Yeah, I'm getting emotional.
But thank you. It really is important. You made a decision to come up with the group, and now I know it requires a lot of your time and energy to moderate it and everything, but you did it, and now we're better as a community for that. Because we know if we hear a loud boom, we're going to Women of Douglasville page. It's like, what was the loud boom down the street? And someone's going to have the answer. Yeah. But, this is an amazing place. We have great stuff coming through Douglasville and going on in Douglasville. And as I'm a member of Women of Douglasville also, and when I get on there and I see different events and things going on, and people praising each other and women building each other up in that group, it's really powerful. So thank you for operating in your purpose, for being an influencer in Douglasville, I really, really appreciate you.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Diane.
Well, thank you for coming out today. Karen, it's been a pleasure.
Yes, I just want to acknowledge the women in the audience who are members of the group. I just want to thank you guys for coming out too.
So we have Women of Douglasville represented here also. So that's phenomenal. So thank you for that. And now I'm actually going to introduce my co-host, MJ, and she's going to share a little bit about what is going on in Douglasville.
Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for coming out today. We're super excited about this launch. Isn't this an amazing woman right here? Let's give her another shout out.
Thank you.
A lot of people talk the talk, but few walk the walk. And we can actually see the results. I know that my business has changed because of you,
Oh my God.
you know, and that has made a difference. People finding out about us. So I do want to acknowledge Karen publicly and on the internet for all her amazing work that she does. If you're not following her, please continue to follow her. She didn't talk about her foundation and all the new stuff that they're getting ready to do, which I think is going to take it to a whole nother level. Because it's not just about connecting, but it's also about helping. So I don't know if you wanted to mention that, because I think there's people out there that would like to help.
Yes.
Then I'll talk about all the great things happening.
Yes, we're in the process of the Women of Douglasville being a legalized organization along with the nonprofit. I think on a weekly basis there are women that we come together and help. If you're a member of the group, you know that sometimes you'll see a post saying, this lady's water is off, we're trying to raise $185, or we have a woman who needs to leave right away. So we do raise a lot of money amongst each other, but we need to do it in a more structured way. So the Women of Douglasville will be a legalized organization along with a nonprofit. So that's what we're working on.
That's awesome.
And we're going to focus on women that are in families that are in transition from maybe like
Hotel.
yes, like a transitional home, domestic abuse, or just in between jobs, or just live in the hotels that you pay weekly, those places. We're just going to help. We're going to focus in on those people in need. So thank you so much for bringing that up.
Let's give her another hand on that.
Thank you all.
And we're actually pretty excited to support that here at the Rose. And also every Tuesday, the Women of Douglasville is here. Second Tuesday.
Every second Tuesday.
So if you want to come out, network, and meet some other amazing women, definitely join us. So let me tell you, I'm the person that's supposed to actually tell you all the buzz, everything that's buzzing in Douglasville. And if you have an event that you want to share, please, by all means, share it with us, and we'll make sure next Tuesday on the show we let folks know that what's happening in Douglasville. But let me give you the skinny. This is going to be a September to Remember. Now, you know that song. What's that song, guys? Earth, Wind, and Fire? I'm going to make y'all sing it in a minute. But anyway, this is going to be the September to Remember. And we're going to kick it off at the Cultural Arts Pop-Up Shop. Does everybody know where that is? Okay, it's in downtown Douglas, a little off downtown Douglasville. So important to support local artisans. They're going to be featuring Teresa Buchanan on September the 3rd. We want everyone to come out and check that out. Listen, these art organizations can't survive without you participating and supporting them. So, very excited about that. Now, how many people love beer in the house? Beer. One man in the house. Well, we are excited to announce the Foxhall Craft Beer Fest that's happening on Saturday, September the 7th. You have the opportunity at 6 p.m. to taste 40 different types of beer. Ooh. Are y'all excited or what? Okay, for those that don't like beer, then you can go party and dance with the bands that are going to be performing and all the games they have going on. That's going to take place on September the 7th at 6 p.m. The other thing that's happening in the community that's very exciting is the NAACP Freedom Ball. Okay? It's okay for us to have a little beer, but we got to do something to change things happening in our neighborhoods. And so extremely excited about that. The NAACP Freedom Ball takes place on September the 14th. It's going to take place at the Douglas Conference Center. It's important. We know the struggle of NAACP and how they worked hard to help people on all different walks of life. And so whatever you can do to support them, we would greatly appreciate that. Then I want to share, this is my little notes, y'all. Where is it at now? I don't want to tell y'all everything that's going on, but I am going to mention Hooters. Hooters on September the 20th to 21st. If y'all like motorcycles and trucks, please join us at Hooters. Okay, but hey, every event counts in Douglasville. We want y'all all to show up. If y'all like trucks and cars and all those things, it's going to be happening on September the 20th and the 21st at 6 p.m. There's going to be amazing cars, amazing vendors that are going to be out there. And then last but not least, I do want to mention this event. We all know about it. I think we're going to be doing the last one, which is called September what? Saturday.
Oh, yes. September
Excited
Saturday.
about that. It's going to take place at the courthouse. The first one is going to be on the 21st. And everything's out there. Amazing food, games for the kids,
vendors,
organizations, vendors, everybody. It's going to be out there. And so it's a great place for people to connect in Douglasville. We'll be out there the last Saturday, Karen? Yep. Last Saturday, going live from there as well as a part of a special that we want to do. But please come out, support Douglasville. That's a perfect place for us to connect. And with that being said, those are all the events we're going to talk about today, because next week we need to have something to talk about as well. Please log on. If you're not following us now, share the page. This is going to be a great place for people to connect. I do want to give some shout outs to folks that are in the room, to my amazing authors that are here. Mama Gwen. Yeah. Show Mama Gwen on my... Listen, that's what this is all about, making sure we connect people. And she's written over 7, 8, 9 books. I'm trying to still just get that one book out that I haven't been able to do yet. But shout out to Mama Gwen. Dr. DJ, the president of ABWA, Madam President. Woo! In the house. She's going to be having something here on September the 18th as well. I see Mama Vaughn, Sister Vaughn. She's my mama. My Sister Vaughn in the back for all the amazing work she does here in Douglasville. Let's give her a shout out. And if I didn't call you, that's because I right now can't remember anything right now. But come to next Tuesday and I'll remember you next Tuesday. But I do see Rashida over there in the background. It's important to support local vendors in the area. She makes amazing clothing. If you don't know her now, please follow her, Rashida Hicks, amazing seamstress in the area. So with that being said, I'm going to officially close out. Was Diane an amazing host?
Yes, Diane is an amazing host.
Listen, I see Diane on CNN. I mean, she just somewhere, and for our first show. I mean, first of all, that's the taskmaster right there, Mr. Omar.
Okay, I just thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for everyone for coming out today. This was our very first, and thank you, Campbell. Thank you, Karen Campbell, for coming out.
Thank you for having me. Yes.
And I just want to let you guys know, meet us next week. We have the owner of CBB's and Kona Ice. I know you've seen the trucks zooming around town, and he actually does great stuff, and he gives back to the community. So join us next week to hear what he has to say. Go for it. Okay, well, we also wanted to announce the launch party. MJ, would you like to talk about that a little bit?
I totally forgot about myself in the midst of all of this. We definitely want to invite you out to our 2-year anniversary that's happening on this Friday with the Chamber of Commerce. We're soon extremely excited. It's very hard for a small business to make it, and 2 years is for us a way to celebrate it. Please come out and sample our new menu. We're very excited about that. Chef is going to bring something out for you to taste and nibble on before we leave, but I just wanted to make sure.
And what's the time for that?
It launches at 11 o'clock.
Okay,
here
awesome.
On that day. And then that night, on Friday night, we have an amazing party with a Grammy Award-winning guitarist.
Woo!
Oh, wonderful. Woo. So you need to come out here. You need to support Blue Rose. And tune in next Tuesday. Thank you for being here and supporting us as we venture out and tell you all about the different influencers we have in our community. Diane Daniel, MJ, D-Ville Buzzz Podcast. Catch us next week.
Woo!